Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the program. We have probably one of our most special shows lined up today that we've been doing in the 3 years that we've been doing the show. Cafe Reconcile is a wonderful institution in New Orleans. We're so lucky to have them. They're a restaurant, they're a training facility. Today's show is devoted to Cafe Reconcile because of what they do and who they are and what they stand for. We've got Stewart Young with us, who is the executive director, does just an incredible job of driving Cafe Reconcile. Chef Joe Smith, who is the culinary instructor, came there for 2 weeks to volunteer, has now been there for 13 years. And I'm telling you, if you're talking about some good food in New Orleans, this place, and because of Chef Joe, definitely has it. We have a student who has recently graduated from the training program and will start on the floor. Jasmine Williams is her name, and she's going to be talking about what her future holds for her and some of the experiences she's had at Cafe Reconcile. And finally, Kelder Summers. Kelder is the Director of Development, just does an outstanding job for Cafe Reconcile of getting the word out, and has been Kelder. She's been on the radio, she's been on TV, but her heart is all about the kids, and that's why she works at Cafe Reconcile as Director of Development. Again, a very special show. I think you'll enjoy it. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. As I mentioned earlier, today's a very special day for us. We've got our good friends from Cafe Reconcile in. The entire show is devoted to our friends at Cafe Reconcile. We've got a great cast lined up, and we're going to start at the top with Stewart Young, who is the executive director. Stewart, thank you for taking time to be here. Appreciate it. Love Cafe Reconcile. Every time I come down there, I probably get, and I'm not being just because you're sitting here, I probably get one of the best meals and some of the best service of anywhere in all of New Orleans. Congratulations on what you guys do down there. It's just absolutely incredible. And what I'd like for you to do, if you don't mind, is just kind of give an overview about Cafe Reconcile, what it is, what you do, and so forth.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having us here today, and you're welcome in the restaurant anytime. That's good business for us to keep having you back there. So, Cafe Reconcile is a mission. We know, and our founders knew, that there are many young men and women from the community who want to be successful, who want to have a life that they see on television, see in the media. And our job is to help them get there. So our mission is for young people who are not employed, who are 16 to 24, who have not had the support and maybe have some challenges they need to overcome. We build a program and a team of support around them so they can have the success that they so really want.
And is it if I'm someone and the student that I'm reaching out to, it's not necessarily about someone that has to be or wants to be in the food industry, or is it? I mean, you're a training organization, but it's all about food and so forth.
Yeah, that's a great question. Somewhere between a half to 2/3 of Americans start in the hospitality and food business. They don't all end up there, and for us it's the same thing at Cafe Reconcile. Our young men and women are incredibly talented, but they need to practice those skills somewhere in our restaurant, but also in the jobs that they can then transition to. So a lot of our young people come in and they work in the restaurant and they continue in the food business, and some don't. They use those skills to transfer them to other avenues and other ways they can be successful.
And Stewart, you guys are located where?
1631 Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard.
And that entire area is just exploding right now.
Absolutely, and Reconcile has been an anchor in that community for many years.
How long have you been there?
I've been there just over 2 years now.
2 years, wow. And again, I think a lot of people don't realize what Cafe Reconcile offers to the community. A great restaurant, but even as patrons come in, and as much as I love going there, you're helping the students who are learning to do what they do because of the training they're receiving at Cafe Reconcile.
Absolutely, you got to think about the restaurant as a classroom itself, in that it's an area for our young people to actually learn how they can work as a team with hot food, with communication, where mistakes get made and you have to overcome those. But we do that in front of a live audience every day, where our customers, very hands-on, and they get to enjoy that, and they've never had that chance to really try these skills out in a real live environment.
Stuart, the website, and we're going to put this on the screen, is reconcileneworleans.org. All information about Cafe Reconcile can be found from the restaurant to training to how can I get involved. I mean, anything I want to find out can be found on that website.
It can be found on the website, and again, I welcome you in. If you want to know what we do with our young people, come see us any day of the week, Monday through Friday for lunch.
Well, Stewart, congratulations. Again, you guys do such a great job down there. The kids are outstanding. It's a true testament when you come eat down there, when the kids work with you, what they're learning from you guys, and you do just an incredible job. We've got 3 more guests we're going to have on. Everybody is from Cafe Reconcile today, so stay with us. A very special show. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, our entire show today is donated to our good friends at Cafe Reconcile. If you really want to get one of the best meals in New Orleans, I'm telling you, you've got to go to Cafe Reconcile. The meal is outstanding, and the people who will work with you are even more outstanding, and a lot of that is because the gentleman sitting here to my left, Chef Joe Smith. Joe, thank you so much for taking time to be on the show. I can tell you, the way you work with these kids, and then when I hear you talk about the kids, it comes from right here. So that's very special for you. So talk about your role at Cafe Reconcile, because you really are one of the guys that's hands-on with these kids. So talk about your role, some experiences you had. I think it's odd that I read where you came there for only 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
To help out, and you've been there for 13 years.
13 years later, I'm still there doing what the God Almighty has anointed me to do. First of all, I want to thank y'all for having us on, and giving us this opportunity to let people understand what Cafe Reconcile is. Because a lot of people think Cafe Reconcile is this cafe or is just a training program. Cafe Reconcile is a mission that trains in an actual restaurant, And I'm fortunate enough to be able to be down there, be hands-on with the young people, to get them to understand. I tell people we take care of the 90% of the job that employers don't have time to take care of. Because if I got somebody who has the right attitude and the right behavior, I'm willing to teach them what I want them to know and what I want them to do for me, as opposed to having somebody who has all these skills but has a messed up attitude and messed up behavior. I tell people our training is based in our 8 habits. Those are the core foundation of what we do, because we want young people to understand that it doesn't matter how good you are at something. You're not going to succeed and rise if how good you are doesn't match with your moral compass and how good your attitude and your behavior is. And a lot of people ask the question, well, all the ones you train, do they wind up in the hospitality industry? Not really. The hospitality industry is a jumping off point, and the basis of our training is we have it so refined now that it can transfer to any skill. It's just that the hospitality is one of the biggest industries in New Orleans. So that's where we focus the training in with the basics. And we give them the basics. That we're not a cooking school, a culinary institute of any kind. We are a job readiness training facility. And a lot of times I don't like to say a job readiness training facility. I more like to refer to us as a life training facility. Because we're not just helping kids get a job or skills for a job. We want to prepare them for life, to succeed and advance in life. Whichever their path may be. Some may decide, well, kitchen is too hot. I don't like dealing with a lot of people, but I like to do this. And they can take those habits and principles that they've learned while they've been at Reconcile and apply them and succeed wherever they're going. I tell them in the beginning, if you learn and apply these habits and principles that we're giving you, you're going to succeed.
And I'm glad you pointed out that you're not a culinary institute, because you're not. The hospitality industry has so many different facets, and the kids down there are just absolutely phenomenal. And be it whether they've come in to learn to cook or learn to do this or learn to do that, it's all about attitude, it's all about life skills, and I think you summed it up well when you said that's what you're all about doing. That's incredible. Chef Joe, you're just remarkable man, appreciate everything you're doing. I'd love to have you come to my house and cook.
Just let me know, we'd be glad to.
And I'm sincere when I say this, it is without a doubt some of the best food I've had in New Orleans, and New Orleans has, as we all know, some incredible places.
I'll tell people, they'll come the first time to support the mission, but they won't keep coming back and support the mission if the food's not good.
Say no more. Say no more. Chef Joe with Cafe Reconcile. We've got 2 more guests. Stay with us. Our entire show is devoted to the great people at Cafe Reconcile. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, today our whole show is devoted to the good folks down at Cafe Reconcile. And we've been talking with Chef Joe and with Stewart about the training program and the students. And we're very fortunate that we have a student with us. Jasmine Williams is on the show today. We appreciate Jasmine, you coming down.
You.
And it's funny, I just asked Jasmine, what does she want to do once she gets out of the program? And she said she wants to open up her own soul food restaurant. Try D's. What an incredible name. So when Try D's opens in New Orleans, you can say that you heard it here first. So we appreciate that. Jasmine, what brought you to Cafe Reconcile?
Well, one day I was in my living room of my house, and I was talking to a friend of mine. He was telling me about we had various conversations. He brought up the program, but I never, just this day, I was like, tell me more about the program. So he talked to me about the program, and one morning he was on the phone with Miss Kathy, and his mom told him, hey, see if you can get her in, So he asked, and she said, tell her come on. So I went there, and she actually interviewed me. So I was introduced to the program by a friend of mine.
Mm-hmm. And did you know anything about Cafe Reconcile before
Didn't have no clue what Cafe Reconcile was, just through him.
Yeah, and you've been in the program now for how long?
4 weeks.
And so you started 4 weeks ago, because I think you just came out of training.
Yes.
Was it today or?
I came out of training actually last week, Friday.
Okay. And so what is training? What takes place during training?
Training, because we have now training with this, we had a class full of different, now everybody have different personalities. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Training is basically giving you life skill lessons, code switching lessons, you know, how to control yourself, how to act, you know. It's not just the restaurant. It's not, they're not really basically teaching you everything just about the restaurant. Yeah. Like Chef Joe said, it's teaching you, you know, life skills, how to carry yourself in your everyday life, you know, how to be respectable, how to, you know, and it's a great program for the young adults. And I said, I was talking to Mr. Stewart, and I told him, I said, it's a great program for young men.
Right.
The young men, you know, so much going on around us, you know. This program is like a getaway. Training is not so much about the, quote, food industry, it's just about life in general. Yes. So now what will you, so you're out of the training right now. When I come to eat next week, will I see you down on the floor? Oh, you're going to see me, my big smile. All right. My big smile. I always have a smile. So, and what do you look forward to now that you're coming down to the floor? Everything. Yeah. I'm looking forward to everything, and actually today was my first day, and I'm having an awesome time. I'm working close with the chef, you know. So it's awesome. It's real awesome. When do you see yourself possibly wanting to get into opening up your own restaurant? How far down the road? Have you got a plan lined up for that? And I'm sure Cafe Reconcile will probably work with you on that. Cafe Reconcile pushed me to that plan. There you go. I actually came out of the box. Yeah. I was inside the box, but we had a session where we did business planning. Yeah. And that's where I came up. I got to Cafe Reconcile, and I came up with my business name. That's incredible. And I said I want my business name to be Try D's Soul Food. So they actually pushed me to the business planning. So I would say probably about in the next 5 years. All right. 5 years. That's great. Jasmine, thank you so much for taking time to be on the show with us. It's always great to hear from those who are experienced what's going on at Cafe Reconcile, and I can tell by your smile and your attitude, and you really are into it and love it. Yes, and I do look forward to seeing you next week when I come down there. And we have one more guest. Kelder Summers is with us. She's the Director of Development for Cafe Reconcile, and she's going to be with us when we come back. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. It's just such a great day having all the folks in from Cafe Reconcile. We just enjoy everything about what they do. The training, again, it's probably some of the best food you'll ever eat, and it's there for a purpose and a mission. And one of the driving forces behind that mission is Miss Kelder Summers. Kelder, thank you for taking time to be on the show. We appreciate it. Kelder's the Director of Development, and it's pretty much your job to, I hate to say it this way, but somebody's got to raise money to keep the show running. And
And that's what they have you do, and they couldn't have a better person doing it, because every time we get together and talk to you, you can tell your heart is in it. Everybody that works down there, that's the key thing, their heart is in it.
Yeah, and that's actually what drew me to Reconcile. So my background is in catering and events and sales and broadcasting and all of that, and you wonder, how does that all come together to be a development director for a nonprofit? And it really is all about the young people, and the reason that I'm there because I'm the mother of a young African-American man, and it's always been important to me to make sure that he had all the tools, all the skills that he needed to thrive. And when I came to Reconcile as a volunteer, I mean, you just saw all of that in work, work being applied. So yes, I love Cafe Reconcile. It's personal to me, and so yeah, I'm excited to be there. And yeah, I do raise money, but also raise awareness about the organization.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, we keep talking about this on the whole show. It is a mission. It's a restaurant. It's a mission, and you've got to have money to do what you do. And I wanted to touch in, Give NOLA Day is coming up, and I just wonder, are you guys involved in that?
We are involved. This will be our 3rd year in Give NOLA Day. We are going to have all sorts of wonderful things going on May 3rd, which is when Give NOLA Day is. So for lunch, we're going to have the chef from Katie's there. Going to be there helping our kids, teaching them, chef demos and that sort of thing. But also you'll be able to sample his cooking as well. While we're there, you'll have the opportunity to meet students, staff, and see other folks that are supporters of Reconcile and really do some difference, make some difference in the lives of these young people.
And Kelder, I know you were talking, it's such a wonderful building that you guys are in, but you don't own the building.
We do not own the building, and that is probably the biggest expense that we have. And so definitely we are looking to for creative ways to pay for the building and the space that we're occupying. And it always helps to get donations, and you can go to cafereconcile.org/donate to give. Or you can just call us up and we'll be happy to show you around. There's so many different options. Again, we have a restaurant, full service restaurant on the 1st floor. We have a catering kitchen on the 2nd level.
Your catering is just incredible.
And that service is available, or hey, if anybody is looking to maybe have a pop-up restaurant space, we're even entertaining that sort of an idea. So we're looking for ways to help us pay for that space. So that's one less thing we have to worry about as we provide these services for these deserving young kids.
And I got to say, we had the opportunity to utilize your catering service and your facility there, and what a great place for companies to hold meetings, because again, not only is the facility great, is the food great, but you're helping an organization that's helping kids by doing that. So I just wanted to point that out too, because I don't think a lot of people realize all the services that you guys offer. So going to the website is just one way to find out. It's more than a restaurant, I guess, is the way I'd like to leave it.
And I tell people, hey, Cafe Reconcile is not a cafe, it's a program. And everything that goes on inside of that building, it's part of the program. And we do that for the benefit of our young people.
Yeah, that's
everything.
Awesome. Kelder, thank you so much for being on the show. Again, we'd love to have you guys come on during the course of the year, talk about programs that are going on. I'd like to think that Cox is a part of the family now. We just love coming down there and having lunch. We love partnering with you guys. We just want you to keep coming back on and talking about all the wonderful things that you're doing, because you really are doing a lot of great things. It's all about the young kids, and that's exactly who you're focused on. You've been watching Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer. It's been all about Cafe Reconcile. If you get a chance, go down and visit Cafe Reconcile. You will not be disappointed, and as always, we'll see you next time.